you look so cute. Hey everybody, it is day 16. So we are on to the second half of NaNoWriMo. And honestly, even though I'm 6,000 words or so behind as of today, when I was looking in my 5-year journal, I was like 15,000 words behind this time last year. So this is an improvement. I'm happy with the words that I have. I'm happy with the progress I've made. So basically at this point, I just want to make a plan for how to catch up. So today's going to be a good day. Okay, catching up is really back to what we talked about during Preptober, which is math. So it's really trying to figure out, okay, we're halfway through the month, so we have 15 days remaining. By the time you see this, it'll be 14 days remaining. And we have, whatever word count we have. So we take 50,000 minus whatever word count you have. So I have 19,398. So I have 30,602 words to go. And I don't exactly have 15 days left to do this because I don't think I'm probably going to write much on Thanksgiving. And I wanted to add at least one more buffer day in. So let's take the 15 days remaining and subtract 2. And we're going to say, we're going to say divided by, we have 13 days left. So that gives me a target of 2,354 words that I still need per day to finish. And there's a little bit more for me that goes into my plan than that. And this is just my kind of wild way of doing things because I like to plan in one hotel night or one big night. And if I'm in the right place in terms of I know what's happening in the story, I feel good about it, I have good energy, and I'm feeling good, I can write a lot of words in a single night, 10,000 plus words in a single night. So just to work on that assumption, so I think I was like 30,602. So let's say I end up having a really good hotel night that ends up being 13,000 words, which is kind of an average for me for a hotel night. That would mean one night getting 13,000 and then needing 17,602 for the remainder of the time. So if I had 13 days and I spend one of them at the hotel, then I would need this 17,602 to be divided by 12 days, which gives me 1466 per day. I know I went through that really fast, but it's basically just saying if I have 15 days left, but one of those days is a massive day, then I split everything equally among the remaining days. What do I really need to be writing if I am counting on that hotel night? So basically my plan at this point will be, let me try to hit that 2,300 a day. And then if I can't quite do it, at least hit that minimum of 1,450 or 1,460 words. Because if I can stay the course with the 1,460, then I have hope of having one really big night. And at the beginning of the month, I sort of had hope that I would be able to finish this book this month, like 70,000 words. But this is the reality that many of us are in. So if you're like me, raise your hand in the comment, put a heart emoji or something. That often I think I can do more at the beginning than what reality is actually going to dictate for me. So it's like your eyes are bigger than the plate or something. I think there's a saying for that. It's like, I think that I can get 70,000 words done, but then in truth, reality sets in and I'm just back to, okay, 50. If you're sitting here day 16 or plus later in the month and you're thinking, there's no way I can catch up, I'm either just starting or I've only written a couple thousand words, then what I would advise you to do, unless you're the kind of person who knows that you can write a 50,000 word book in 14 days or whatever, which is true for some people. Like we have some people in our Heart Breathings community that have already won Nano within 10 days. You just write 5,000 words a day, right? So if you know you're somebody that can do that, then make your plan, stay the course. But if you also know that reality hits for you, that you don't usually write 5,000 words a day, and that is really tough for you, and you still need to you still need to get started on the book. If that daily word count is higher than what you feel you can reasonably do, my suggestion is to just back the goal down. You might not win in terms of winning Nano, but you can still win in terms of making progress that makes you proud of yourself. So if you can just take a moment to sort of mourn the loss of like, I had these big dreams that I was going to write 50K, and instead just sort of say, okay, I'm disappointed, allow yourself to feel the disappointment, and then come back with a plan of, okay, what is a reasonable daily word count for me? So let's say you pull out that calendar like we did for Preptober, and you say, okay, we got 15 days remaining, or however many it is when you're watching this video. Let's say it's 15, but you've got 4 days of obligations and you always get a migraine or whatever else. So let's say you're going to take it down to you really only have 10 writing days left in the month. If you have, let's say you're only 10,000 words in, which 10,000 words is great, but let's say you have 40,000 remaining. So you need to get 40,000. And I mean, I don't need a calculator to do this now that I'm thinking about it, but you can laugh if you want because it's pretty funny. But you need you have 10 days to do it. Then you would need 4,000 words remaining. So if that feels too high for you, then don't even try for it. Like, don't push yourself and then set a goal that is not attainable for you. Like, it's totally okay for that to not be attainable for where you are right now. It doesn't mean anything about you if 4,000 words a day is not realistic for you. I think a lot of times we can look at those numbers and say, well, if I can't do it, then that means that I am lazy, not a good enough writer. I'm too slow. I'm this, I'm blah, blah, blah. And we give or assign meaning to the fact that we can't hit 4,000, or that now is not a time in our life where 4,000 is a reasonable amount because we're like, other people can do it. Just accept who you are, accept where you are right now, and know that it's totally okay if that big of a word count is not realistic for you. So instead you say, okay, I have 10 days remaining. What is a realistic word count for those days? If you say, 4,000 is too much, but I really feel confident that I could get 1,500 a day, then you take however many days you have left of writing and multiply it by what feels like a good goal for you. And then you can set your new goal at 15,000 or whatever that is. So you kind of reverse engineer the new goal and you say, okay, like if you had 5,000 already, then you add that 15,000 to it and you say, okay, my new goal for Nano is 20,000. And then you just let go of your disappointment, let go of your guilt, let go of anything else, because feeling guilty is not going to change the result. Feeling guilty does not help you at all. It has zero benefits to your life. Just let it go and find your motivation to now aim for this new number. And I promise you, you can still make yourself proud. You just have to allow the mindset of, it's okay that I am where I am. And now I'm going to try to do my very best to make myself proud at the end of this month. So that's my suggestion for getting back on track. Now, if you also can do a hotel night and you're like me, that you like to binge write, like not everybody likes that and not everybody's capable of it. But let me just say, because it's another thing that we also judge ourselves for, is that we have a lot of writers that out in the world will judge and say, if you're writing 12,000 words in a night, those must all be junk words because that's too fast. And then you have other writers who are like, you should be able to write 12,000. If you can't, you're too slow, and wherever we fall on that spectrum, we may have some judgments and biases there that make it difficult for us to share what works, because it's like, I'm afraid people are going to judge me for writing big numbers. But the truth is, it doesn't make anybody a better writer that they can write 15,000 words in a day. It's just a fun thing that person can do. But we shouldn't judge ourselves if we see other people doing that. And we shouldn't judge the quality of their work, in my opinion, because there is a good flow to sitting down. For me, if I can write 15,000 words in one day or one weekend, those words are often better in terms of keeping them in my novel than if I wrote 15,000 words over the course of 2 months, because I'm more connected to the story. I'm portaled in, I'm living it. I'm so connected to the characters that are living in my head that there's just a flow there of that story coming together. But that doesn't mean that that is going to work the same way for you. So I'm just encouraging you to try to let go of judgment, whether it's that you feel like you're not going fast enough, or that you feel some people who write faster than you are saying they're better than you because they're not, or that people who write faster are better than you, or that you're jealous of them. It's like, the more as writers we can let go of comparing ourselves to other people, and I'm speaking to myself on this too, the better off I think we're going to be. And the more we can embrace our own true process and just say, I'm just a writer who likes to write 1,000 words a day, and that's my best. And 3,000 words a day is hard for me. It's okay for that to be hard, because there's going to be the opposite of you who says 15,000 words in a day is awesome for me, but I cannot sit down and write 1,000 words a day. It's too hard for me. And so just accept where you are on the spectrum and love yourself for it, and don't compare yourself or judge others based on what their process is. So a lot of talking in today's vlog, but I do hope that's helpful. Let me know if that resonates with you. But if you're capable of writing, 15,000 word day, and then you think, okay, beyond that, I'm only going to have a couple days where I can write 2,000 words each, then set that 15 plus 4,000 and your new goal is 19K. But just look at what's realistic for you, how you normally operate, and then reset your goals based accordingly. Okay, I promised to show you guys what I bought at Container Store, and I am so in love with this. So I'm reimagining this entire office, and when I saw this, I had to have it. It was way more expensive than it should be, in my opinion, but it's beautiful and I'm hoping it will last me for years. But this is just an acrylic monitor riser, and it has just one plain drawer, and then it has a drawer that has compartments. You can kind of see it's like a long compartment here and then 4 smaller compartments here. And I'm thinking, okay, I can put washi tape, I can put Post-it notes in here, and I can make this really beautiful display that's also really functional, and I super love it. Then I also grabbed this one that is shallow drawers. They're really pretty thin. I know it's kind of hard to show up on video because it's invisible, it's clear. But I am going to, I think, take this thing off of here, and I'm going to relocate that to a different location in the house. And I'm going to fill this with pins and other supplies. So then I have kind of this trio of pretty acrylics. That's this one, and then this pretty, this is really just a plain little jar that's full of washi tape. And I think that will be so cute with these little ramekins that have my beads in them. So this is what I bought at the Container Store yesterday. I did not go searching for a couch because we ended up running out of time to do IKEA, but I'm excited for what the future brings. And I'm excited to maybe do some Black Friday shopping for this office. But before I think about that anymore, I have been working all morning, but now is my time that I can go write. And so I'm going to go write until I have to pick Andrew up. So I'll have a couple of hours. And I realized last night when George and I were working that I'm potentially going to add another point of view to this already large story because of things. I need it. So I'm like, let me figure out my color code, and I'm going to take everything to the coffee shop, and I'm going to work on plot. I don't expect to get any words in during this coffee shop trip. What I'm hoping and what my goal is to get more of the timeline figured out. And then I can come back tonight, continue to work on the timeline, and then get some words in because I'm determined to hit that 20K tonight. So I am looking through my drawer to find color code. So I have these amazing drawers that are they're not fully organized, but they're mostly organized. And so I keep a lot of my Post-it notes in here. And when I'm looking for more like things to use for my color coding, I will turn to a drawer like this, and I will start to think which colors I haven't used. And I have in the past sometimes used like light green versus dark green, but I really wanted to use a different color. So I think looking at it, I'm probably going to use this sort of teal color. So I have blue and I have like a apple green, but I think I'm going to use this more sort of turquoise color, because I know that I have a dot marker. So these are dual tip dot pens. But these are basically dupes of the like dot markers that you see, the clean color dot markers. And this one is teal. And I just wrote out on this page real quick. And then I went through my Tombow dual brush pen collection to find a Tombow that matches this almost exactly. So now I have my little color coding needs met. And now I'm going to pack up my bag. Okay, let's see how I did. So this little Alpha Smart comes with this is the Dana. So you can just go to word count and it's going to calculate it. So 1457, yay. Okay, so that is right about what I needed to stay in that par if I end up having a big hotel night later in the month. So not too shabby. Then all I have to do, I actually wrote this, ooh, be careful there, to this Dana actually has a ability to hold a 1 gigabyte card. So you can't use like a 10 gigabyte or anything. And I actually, a few years ago, had to find a really small 1 gigabyte card. I got a pack of them just so I could write it to the card. So instead of having to like connect the Dana to my computer, I should just be able to move that SD card over. The big thing, if you decide to use something like this, is to have some kind of way to save it and to immediately put it on your computer, because if the batteries were to fall out of this or something got corrupted on the card, or just there's a million things that could go wrong, because it's just not as techy as a lot of the newer stuff. The Dana actually might be able to connect to the internet, but I haven't actually tried it because I don't want to connect to the internet or anything. So I've just been using the card and that works for me. But 1457, so I'm still on the board, I'm still trying, and I passed 20K. So I get to go play with my new stationery, and then I'm going to go to bed. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.